Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course from New Earth One Network. This is designed exclusively for your higher self connection and embodiment. Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course. We are back again with Boris, Aranovich, and beautiful Annette Grauka, who are here as a team to share the latest information on a really cool way to exercise without leaving your couch. And this involves the quantum world as we're learning more about it, as well as our brain and neuroconnectors and visualization. Let's welcome Annette and Boris back to this platform. Hi.
Hi, thank you for having us back. We're so happy to be here.
Hello, Lauren. Hello, listeners. Thank you, dear Lauren, for having invited us again to your amazing show. Today, we are glad to talk about my latest program for physical and mental health, and a program called WIZE training. Annette will be telling you all about this mind-blowing phenomenon, and I will be here in the background as usually, and also do a group healing later on. I hope you will enjoy the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We want to say that you look great. You look younger. And this is fascinating because you develop these programs based on your own wisdom and the wisdom that's out in the world. And that's what we're talking about today. We're excited. Thank you, Boris.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so, Annette, this is WIZE training. We're going to see a presentation from you that has all the details. But this is very fascinating because we were just chatting, and I'd like you to repeat that. This is really a culmination of quantum research that's out there, but it's done in a way that's really quick and super effective. Yes.
Right, yes. Boris has taken all these very big conceptual ideas and very accurate ideas on how to reach your subconscious and reprogram your neural networks and really achieve some amazing results, both for your physical health and your body, but also for your mental abilities and psychological issues. And he's made these programs, and in particular this one, the WIZE training, very, very easy for anyone to use, because what we want to help people do is to make it possible to incorporate these exercises into their daily habits. And it's just that the repetition that we need in order to create new neural networks, which can really help us change our health and our lives. And that's what we're so excited about to be able to present to you today, the WIZE training program, Boris' newest program and funniest program, actually.
Ah, the funniest program.
Yeah.
So get ready to have some fun. Well, this is beautiful. Who would this benefit, this new program? Is this for everyone out there? I guess everyone from those who are really into exercise to those who are not that equipped or familiar with exercise. It's for everyone, yes?
Yes, this is actually for everyone. And we have in particular thought of those people who have not maybe the ability to go out and exercise and have some really tough physical regimen. So it's for the disabled, maybe for the older people who really can't or don't want to do any physical exercise, and for everyone really who maybe doesn't have the time to go out for a run. So as you mentioned before, this is a program, if you would like to lie down on your couch and do these exercises, you can have some astounding results just doing that. So this is really a program for everyone. It's also for athletes, because we're going to be talking a lot about how you can develop your physical abilities with mental visualizations. So it is for athletes, it's for elderly, for disabled, for healthy. It's really for everyone, because it's so easy to do. Before we begin, I'd just like to mention a little bit of disclaimer that we do not offer medical or physical advice, guidance, or treatment. So if you have a medical condition, please see your physician or licensed practitioner. So let's begin by talking a little bit about why illness and aging develop. So we all hear about stress, how bad it is for us. And it is bad because it creates tension in the body. And where there is tension, there will be stagnation. And we're talking about stagnation energy-wise, but also in our fluids, the blood and the lymph and the cellular fluids. And where there is tension, there will be a development of microorganisms. And then what happens is that the body wants to start fighting these microorganisms by limiting the damage. And that's what we call symptoms. So it's limiting the damage by creating an inflammation or an infection or even tumors. So guys, stress is the big culprit. And we talked about how stress causes stagnation and stagnates the body's fluids and the energy. And this is really bad because when we have stagnations, the cells are not able to absorb nutrients and oxygen and are not able to release waste products and toxins and dead cells. So it's really important to get rid of the tension caused by stress. And we get, stressed by work, by negative thinking, by long-term problems we've been carrying on, and technogenic frequencies. And also when we have imbalances in our regulatory systems, in the brain, in the nervous system, hormone system, and immune system, this also causes great imbalances in the body, and all is caused by stress initially. So if we have this example with a person that has maybe chronic inflammation in the hips, and it's a person who cannot move that well, and what needs to be done then is to create movement in the hips, but the person is not able to. So in order to help the cells regain the ability to absorb nutrients and oxygens and release waste products, we have to create movement in the hips and the joints. And this is exactly what is happening with the WIZE training. We are actually able to create movement where otherwise wouldn't be possible to. So it's a wonderful tool if you want to create movement anywhere in your body, anywhere. And also for your psycho-emotional issues, if you have any, because it will really help your mental capacity. And also we will talk about how you can improve your looks. You can do everything with this WIZE training. And also want to mention that doctors, they order physical exercise, which is great. And that is in order to improve movement in the body, in the organs, in the systems. The problem is that physical movement, first of all, maybe not all people who would need to are able to move as they should. And also it's very individual, because some people need more, some people need less exercise, because if you overdo it, you can actually harm your body. So the thing is that physical exercise does not reach as deeply as we would like to. So this is what WIZE training does. It really helps us go deep into the body. And when we talk about exercising, in order to create results, we have to do something called repetition. We have to repeat the exercises in order to get some results. So we want to dance better, we want to be a better painter, better piano player, create a better functioning organ, whatever it is we need to improve on our abilities or our health, we need to repeat the exercise. And the reason is that every function in the body, in any organ, in any system, and anything we do really has a corresponding neural network in the brain. And the stronger or the better a function is, the stronger the connection between the neurons in the brain will be. So every time we do an exercise, we are increasing the strength of the connection of the neural pathways in the brain corresponding to that precise exercise. So the more you exercise, the better that neural network will be. And that in turn will improve the result you want to achieve with the exercise. The same thing also applies to visualization. So instead of having to do a physical exercise, actually actively visualize it. You can visualize playing golf or visualize how your intestines function is improving, or anything you want to improve in your life. And when you visualize this in a correct manner, the way we're going to be talking about, you can really achieve some astounding results. So it really strengthens, this WIZE training really strengthens our visualization ability because of the way Boris has created the program with animations and music, and also holding our breath. And it is the animations and the music that enhance and makes the visualization stronger and form stronger neural connections. So this in turn will then improve our body's functions. So we can reach directly in networks, and that in turn will affect our physical health. So let's talk a little bit about what this is more in detail. So I mentioned before that WIZE training are exercises for the mind. It's mental visualizations that create movement and energy flow in the body. And we also talked about that most health problems are linked to poor administration of nutrients and oxygens to the cells, and the cell's inability to remove waste products, so causing stagnation. So we need to get the stagnations removed. So we need to have movement. And we talked about how the need of movement is also very individual for different people. So although you might not be able to create movement in the body with a physical exercise regimen, maybe someone is prescribing, you can do this with WIZE training from the comfort of your sofa. So it really opens up a completely new way of looking at health, of how creating new, stronger organs and systems, and also abilities and looks also, if you'd like. So the reason this works so well is that we are working on creating very strong neural networks in the brain. So for example, if you have a sore shoulder, that sore shoulder has an exact copy or a reflection of a sore shoulder in the neural networks in the brain. So if we can change those neural networks that are sending out the signals of the shoulder being sore, we can actually instead create a neural network in the brain saying that the shoulder is strong and healthy. And with time, with repeated exercise doing this, this will happen. So the body will respond to what the brain is telling it. We should also be aware of that we are in general visualizing without being aware. So, you know, we have these mental pictures and ideas about things, how things work or don't work. These ideas visually percent, about 10% of how our bodies are functioning depends on those unconscious visualizations. But what we want to do, we want to make those visualizations very concrete, very clear, and strong and healthy, so we can multiply the power of our visualizations, making them conscious and making them very, very strong. So the way we do this is that we use a combination of visualizations. We visualize, and just watching a video of physical exercises, pulsations in different organs, and then stretching different organs and systems. So the visualizations are about physical pulsations and stretching exercises, and then we add laying on hands, because it's also about you becoming powerful and empowered to know how to work with your body. So just an example for hypertension, for example, we would use one physical exercise where you put your both hands on different places, creating an energy stream and energy and blood flow in those areas. And then we visualize 3 pulsation exercises, 2 stretching exercises. And we can work like this with different combinations on any part of our body, with any kind of health issues or strong or weak organs. We can use these combinations, and this is what you get in the program. You get 16 different body areas, and we're going to be talking about them later on, of course, but it's really effective, and it's really interesting to see how your body is reacting almost immediately when the blood flow and energy flow is increasing. But this also helps the production of healthy biochemical processes to become, to initiate again or to start again, and really helps the body to restore itself. Remember, the body is your best healer. It knows exactly what to do. It's the most incredibly intelligent being, your body. So it's just a matter of helping it, getting it back to where the flow in the body is the way it should be done. And you do this very easily by watching the videos on your computer or on your cell phone. So I mentioned a little bit about the different visualizations, and I just wanted to let you know why these visualizations have such a strong impact on our bodies. It's all about repetition. And when we repeat something, we become more skilled, things goes faster, results are stronger. And the way we are able to achieve these powerful visualizations is that we use focus, emotion, and help the brain to visualize details. And the focus is achieved by holding our breath. So when we watch the visualizations, we hold our breath for as long as it's comfortable, of course. So what this does is that it stops all those thoughts flowing around, all those uncontrolled thoughts that really blocks meditation, blocks reaching the subconscious, blocks so many things for us. So when we hold our breath, we also help our brain, because we improve the oxygen uptake temporarily, and that helps the brain to improve its concentration ability. So that's how we achieve the focus. And then we add emotion by using music in the animations. So the third detail is that we want to help the brain visualize details. So this is what we see then in the videos is the animations of a physical exercise, for example. So when the brain is able to see this, it's much easier for the brain to create those neural networks. So when the brain sees maybe the liver being massaged, it's really, really much more easier for the brain to create those corresponding neural networks. And when we visualize, as I mentioned, a physical exercise, pulsations, and stretching. And later on, you are going to experience also wonderful stretching healing from Boris, but that is in a few minutes or so. And then on top of that, we lay our hands on the body. And when we do that, we are activating 7 very important energetic zones. And those are the head, the solar plexus, the area under the navel, the neck, the soles of the feet, the area of the tailbone, and the acupuncture point, Susan Lee. So I just quickly want to let you guys know what the Susan Lee is, because I think many people would like to know that. It's an acupuncture point on the lower part of your leg. It's also called the point of longevity. It's one of the most popular points in acupressure and acupuncture. It's called the point of 100 diseases, and it's widely used for rejuvenating and healing effects. So if you look at the picture and 4 fingers below your knee on the outside of the knee, you can find the Susan Lee. So massaging that can have healing and rejuvenating effects. And it's one of the zones we're working with in the WIZE training program. So now, how do we do this? I talked about that WIZE training consists of 3 different visualizations and a hand-on exercise. The thing is that they complement each other. So just doing one of them is not as effective as doing the combination. So when we visualize a physical exercise, we visualize that we are doing it ourselves with our physical body, but we're still sitting in our chair. And we hold our breath. And it just takes about 80 seconds or so to visualize a physical exercise, but it does activate the same neuron pathways in the brain as if you would do this physically. And actually, people are getting sore muscles afterwards. If you're good at visualizing mentally with this program, you can actually experience that. Feels like you've been out running for a couple of miles or whatever you like to do. So we visualize the physical exercise, and then we visualize pulsations in organs or body parts and joints, for example. A lot of people have problems with their joints and also with the decreasing muscle mass. And it's a wonderful program if you want to increase muscle mass or really get your organs flowing, going. So you keep your focus by holding your breath for as long as you can. And then you just watch the video and watch how an organ is massaged. And you can do that with any organ or any tissue. And this really helps the absorption of nutrients and oxygen into that area, so the body can start producing more of that healthy tissue. And last, we visualize the stretching of the spine or the joints. And when we do that, we can eliminate or at least reduce tension and increase the circulation in those areas. So just watch the animation and stretch a body part. And when you stretch a body part, you can actually sense if there's a blockage, if there's tension in that. So stretching body parts like the neck or the spine or any part is really beneficial if you want to release tension. And then I mentioned the hands-on exercises. So we use our hands on these energetic zones, the head, the solar plexus, under the navel and on the back of the head, the soles of the feet, and the area of the tailbone, and the Susan Lee. So maybe you when you think about it, if you have a headache, automatically you put your hands on the head without thinking about why. And that is because automatically or intuitively, you already know that when you put your hand on a body part, you will stimulate the blood flow and increase the energy flow. And this helps the body to release tension, aches, and pains. So you can feel warmth, and when you put your hand on the body, and when you put both hands on different body zones and at the same time visualize an energy stream flowing between your hands, you can activate the zones. So if you look at the picture, you see this girl, she has one hand on the head and one on Susan Lee. So what she's doing now, she is visualizing that there's an energy stream flowing between her hands, and this really creates the activation of these zones. So it's a wonderfully easy way of activating important body zones to help the energy and blood flow. And you can do that with any part of your body. One important part is the back of the head, and you can put one hand there on the back of the head and the other hand on an ailing body part, and sense how the energy is flowing between your hands, and in this way create an improved energy and blood flow. And also, of course, then you can sense where there's a lack of energy, and just keep working on the area until you feel warmth. If you feel cold or tingling sensation, it means that there is a blockage or stagnation. So just keep working on it. So let's talk a little bit about a very super important part of our body, and that is the brain. So the hypothalamus and the pituitary glands are located in the brain, and they are the glands that really control our body. So our body, as you already know, has a self-regulating ability as long as it has, the right preconditions. And the brain is the body's most important regulatory organ. So any kind of stress will be picked up by the hypothalamus, and then it will affect the nervous system, and then in turn the hormone system. So the hormone system and the nervous system, they are controlled by the hypothalamus and the pituitary glands. So you can, in short, you can say that the whole body's condition really depends on the condition of the area of the brain where you have the hypothalamus and the pituitary. And just by aging, the circulation in this area decreases, and that affects the body's regulatory capacity. And in turn, many organs will then be affected negatively. So for example, the gastric juice produced by the stomach will decrease, and the blood's filtering capacity, and the digestive functions weaken, etc. And this just by aging. So we always have to understand that we have to get rid of stagnations on a continuous basis. This work needs to be done on a continuous basis. It takes just a few minutes, to do these exercises, but just incorporate them into your daily habits and you will really see some results. So if we are working with by improving the blood circulation and energy flow in the brain, helping the hypothalamus and the pituitary to control and regulate the body, we can really achieve some amazing health benefits. Because it really doesn't matter what kind of therapy you're using if your brain, if the hypothalamus and pituitary are imbalanced. You have to really do this first. And always when we work with the brain, we use our hands to increase the energy flow and blood circulation. And also we use our mental focus and hold our breath. This will also stimulate the blood circulation in the brain. So I just keep going here and go maybe a little bit more into detail about what these exercises consist of. So it's a combination of visualizations. You're watching a video, you're watching an animation doing physical exercise, you are watching an organ like the spine being stretched, and your brain is seeing this and thinks that it is your spine that is being stretched. And we are using laying on hands. So for example, we would work with hypertension. It takes maybe all in all 10 to 15 minutes per body area. So we have 1 physical exercise, 3 pulsation exercises, 2 stretching exercises, etc. So we use all these combinations a bit differently depending on which body part we are working with or which organ we are working with. So it's just a matter of repeating the exercises, and you can do the same body part a couple of times every day. You can combine different body parts during the day if you want to. So each body area takes about 10 to 15 minutes. When you're working with hypertension, it takes about 50 minutes. When you work, for example, with insomnia, it takes 10 minutes. But the key here is regularity. You really have to take these few minutes and make it into a daily habit. Maybe when you wake up in the morning or when you go to bed at night. So regularly watching a physical exercise, regularly watching a stretching exercise, regularly watching a pulsation exercise, and using the hands-on. So, Lauren, would you like me to go through the 16 different areas?
Yes, that would be beautiful. I was just going to ask you, to go into some of those things, and you're already here. I love it that it's only 15 minutes an area, right?
Yeah, it's really short. And Boris is actually doing it faster. And because when you are attuning your brain to this, it goes faster and faster and will become more and more effective. So it's a matter of training your brain really effectively. So we have come up with 16 different body areas that we think are the most important to work with for both men, women, old and young. So we are offering today 4 different modules. And in the first module, there will be exercises, and we're talking about 5 to 6 different exercises per body area. So it's just not one, it's like 5 to 6 different exercises for each body area. So there are exercises for your lungs, for the respiratory system, for the spinal functions, super duper important, for female and for male health, and for normalizing blood pressure. It's not just about reducing hypertension. Some people have low blood pressure. So we're always normalizing the organs' functions. It's just normalizing. It's not activating or suppressing. It's normalizing. So that's module 1. And in module 2, there are techniques in just by watching, you can lose weight. So watching these exercises 10 to 15 minutes a day, and it will help you lose weight. It sounds incredible, but it really works. And also, if you want to improve on your immune system, which I would say is key for everyone, to always have a strong immune system, because if you have a strong immune system, the body is able to fight almost anything. And also to balance the hormones, because the hormone system also is regulated by the pituitary gland. So when working with the brain, we are also helping our hormones, but there are specific exercises for the hormone system and also for the joints. So very important areas to work with. In the third module, we will work with a gastrointestinal tract to help you with the production of gastric juice and the functions of the intestines. Also, we will help you understand how you can improve on your urinary system, that is the urinary bladder, the urinary, what are they called, Lauren? The bladder, the kidneys, and the little strings that goes to the bladder from the kidneys. So you will get a stronger urinary system, and also something that we are getting a lot of customers asking us how they can improve their teeth. So teeth is a biggie. So these are some really great exercises to help strengthen your teeth and also to get rid of insomnia. And the fourth module, the last one, is visualizations where you can actually make your skin more radiant, where you can increase muscle mass anywhere in the body, where you can strengthen your eyes, your vision, and also improve on the body's regulatory functions. So this is just summarizing the 4 different modules.
I can see people visualizing biceps right now.
I know.
And seriously, these are common questions that we get asked about a lot, about the teeth, about the eyes, and the brain and the hormones. So wonderful. You guys are really working on a great program here.
Yeah, we think so. And the key is that it's so easy to do. It's just watch and put your hands on 2 places on your body, and that will do the work. So it's very easy, but it's very effective. And you also get to know your body much better. You know, listen to what it says to you. You get really to get intimate with your own body in a new way.
Beautiful. It's really amazing that just the visualization of exercises will help you lose weight. Have you had people coming back to you sharing their experiences with this program?
Yes, we have. I'm going to just exit here. And can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So we have just picked a few testimonials here. And we have one lady, she says, Sony says, before I couldn't believe how powerful visual exercises could be when it came to create major changes in the body. My joints, hips, and knees have gotten much better. Now I can walk without problems. My blood pressure is normalized after many years of imbalances, and my intestines work perfectly now. So many thanks for such simple and effective exercises. And Maria, she says, a big thank you, Boris, for these amazing visual exercises that help me return to normal life after many years of various health problems, such as problems with my back, repeated depressions, problems with my teeth and gastrointestinal tract. After 3 months of training, I'm free of these issues altogether. I will continue doing these exercises for the rest of my life. So we see here, it's like big issues. It's like major problems that are being solved, but these people are dedicated. They take the 5 or 10 or 15 minutes and incorporate those minutes into their morning or evening rituals, and they can create these results with repetition.
So then someone like for Maria here, she did this for 3 months, and did she do all of the 16 modules, or do you think that she just pick and chose specifics, like, so sometimes it would only be 10 minutes a day, or was it 15? Or
what most people do is that they focus first on their issues, so they focus on areas, but always, and that is a good question, Lauren, so always incorporate the exercises for the brain with any exercise or body area you choose to work on or work with. Always incorporate the brain, because the brain needs to be in balance in order to have optimum effect. So you pick any 1 or 2 or 3 body areas you feel really need some help right now, and then you can continue working on others, because when you release something, something else will surface after a while. It's like what Boris says. He has no physical ailments whatsoever, and he's 75. But what is surfacing is that when you have perfectly healthy body, is that then emotional stuff comes up. Maybe memories come up from your teenage years that needs to be resolved. So we are so many layers. So you are becoming also more and more sensitive to your body's needs, to what's going on. But it's never like it's exhausting. It's a joy for the body to be able to release and to restore itself. And we're doing it in a way so the body is doing the work in the time and in the way your individual body wants to do it. So we're not pushing it. We're not super activating or suppressing anything. We're just helping the body to do the work your body wants to do in order to restore itself.
Isn't it amazing that this technology that you guys are incorporating so well is helping in such a simple way? I mean, that is fascinating. And this is scientific as well, with the research and the findings of the quantum industry, Joe Dispenza, and what he healed his own life from. And it was the focus. So this just seems like an accelerated version. And the focus, again, it comes with these elements you talked about, the focus, the emotion, and the visualization with the animations and the music and holding our breath. That is quite spectacular. Kudos to you. Really great.
Thank you. It is, and it's so easy to do. We don't have to do, hour-long meditation for weeks or months or years. We can just take the 10 or 15 minutes every day and watch our computer or our cell phone and watch the videos there. So it's made as simple as it possibly can get, as easy as it can get, but also as effective as it can get, because we really incorporate concepts, reprogramming ourselves so we can have long-term results. We're not focusing on getting quick results. We want long-term results.
Yes, and so as people work with this and get used to it, like we heard in one of the ladies' comments, and Boris even said he's much faster at it now, even though it does come with animations and music that you listen to. Once we do that and get into a really solid routine, say 3 months, we're in that routine. Could we even do it without looking at the the animations and the music? Because that neural network is already established. So it's still beneficial to listen to the music, I would think.
It is.
But
I mean,
there could be a way to just hook into it quicker.
Right. I think when, like Boris, I don't think he's watching. He's just doing it very quickly in his brain. So I think that will happen after some time. But for, I would say 99.9% of people, for maybe the first 6 months, 12 months, it's really helpful to watch, because you're really, really training your brain to see this in detail, to hear the music, to visualize stretching, the pulsations and the physical exercises really well. And maybe after some time, you don't need to watch, you just do it. But then it could be good to refresh after a while again, because, sometimes the brain gets lazy, we need to refresh. But I think it's a good question, Lauren, because when we're training our brain, the brain remembers also, but maybe we need to refresh after a while. So watching the videos for at least a few months, absolutely, for most people, probably 6 months, maybe more.
Yeah, that means that, I can see where folks could be in a regular routine every morning getting into it. But if you're in your car somewhere and you wanted to activate something, or just, you've got a couple of minutes, you could hold your breath and focus and visualize.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just holding your hands, that's a really great tip. If you have pain in your body, put one hand on the back of the head and the other hand where you have a problem, maybe your knee, your stomach, whatever, and visualize an energy stream flowing between your hands. And that will activate the blood flow and the energy circulation in the stomach, for example. And if you also are able to hold your breath for a little bit while doing that, your focus on, let's say, the stomach will increase even more. So it's very easy to do exercises. If you don't have the computer or your phone available, you can just use your hands and also create increased circulation in blood and energy.
Really remarkable. And another thing that's remarkable is the emotional issues that come up, because those emotions are held within the cells of our body. And so that's fascinating when we go to work on the body in this way, that comes up. And I'm thinking about, we could say, I guess if there's chronic pain, if someone has chronic pain, they might uncover the emotional thread to that pain. Or if they're working on beauty and feeling wrinkles, they may recognize the emotional, well, the lack of self-love that created that wrinkle.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Of course, we have emotional anchors and, you know, traumas and dramas and whatever, things that are anchoring in the pain. So those things will also surface. And depression, you know, it's really easy to work with depression with these exercises as well. And when you work with depression, you know, other emotions also will surface, could be whatever reason you're depressed, really. So it's like you say, we are layered, and emotions are a very important part of our layers, and they need to be released as well. So yeah, and memories are stored in the cells. So when we are releasing physical, then the emotional, the mental, we are really helping our bodies to also incorporate more light, more love. And when we have more light, we have more power, we have more energy. So it really is creating a very positive circle by doing these exercises on a regular basis.
Really quite amazing. I will stop your screen sharing. Okay, all right.
A quick look here in the mirror. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's always so interesting coming back. Well, this program sounds very exciting. I think anyone watching or listening is really looking forward to taking part of it, because you have mixed a variety of quantum methods and methods that are out there into this own unique system that is having effects for people. And we're really excited to offer this to everyone. Is there anything else that you wanted to say about the actual course or the purchase, what happens when people purchase, etc.?
What happens? What do you mean? What happens? They get access.
Yeah.
They get access to our digital library, and you can choose from either you get one module, or you can get module 1 and 2, or you can get all 4 modules. And you will get access to our digital library within 24 hours on work days. And there you have 24 access always, really. So
all right.
I think you will notice some effects pretty quickly. Some people notice effects immediately, but remember, we're working on long term. We want you to really restore health from the foundation up. So make it into daily routine. That is the best advice. And Boris, would you like to add something? Vill du lägga till någonting, Boris? I forget to speak.
Nej, jag vill säga att hon pratade om olika andra autorer som jobbat med mentala bitare. Ja. Och så det är många som pratar mycket teoretiska, men det här är rent praktiska saker. Rent praktiska och lätt utförda. Människor kan mycket lätt att göra det. Och allt som pratas om visualisering runt omkring, ja. Så det här förvandlas till konkret praktiskt verktyg som är roligt att göra och enkelt att göra.
So what Boris is saying is that there's a lot of talk about visualizations, and there are many schools on how you can, or ways how you can visualize things, but the majority of all these visualization techniques out there are actually only theory. What Boris has created is some practical, concrete programs, tools you can use actually working on your body in a very easy way, but which are also fun to do and short to do, quick to do. So he just wants to emphasize we are offering something very concrete, very physical. This is not a theory. This is something that you can really apply practically. So that was a summary of what Boris was saying.
Oh, thank you, Boris, and thank you for bringing such a beautiful product and a beneficial product to our planet. Yes, putting it all together with your wisdom and knowledge. And we've heard from people in our audience who have met you along the way at seminars that you've taught, and they just love you and respect you and think very highly of you. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Lauren. We're so honored to be here. Would you like me to show the special offer, maybe? Because we have some bonuses.
Oh, that would be great. So talk about the special offer again. This is on this webpage here. People can scroll down and take a look at it too. And it's very affordable. So this is wonderful.
Yeah, we wanted to make it, first of all, fun, easy to do, take very little of your time, but then make it very affordable. So you get one module, the first module for only $60, two modules for only $110, and all four modules for $190. And then you get some really interesting bonuses. You get an MP3 for your hormone system. And also when you get the four modules, you get a book called 10 Steps to Rejuvenation. And that book actually includes everything that is taught in the course, 10 Steps to Rejuvenation. So that is a source of a lot of information if you want to rejuvenate your body. So there's some great bonuses, and the prices are really, really low. So I hope as many as possible will take advantage of this offer.
Yes, take advantage of it, because for $190, that's a couple months of a gym membership. And this is so much more powerful and effective with metaphysical tools, with quantum tools. So thank you for that. For me, it's a no-brainer, and we think that everyone watching or listening wants to take advantage of it because it is beautiful and brilliant. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And it would be beautiful now to have a little healing session with Boris, and this will be on the spine.
Right. So what we wanted to do is to give you guys a stretching of the spine, a healing for your spinal column, because the spine has also an aura. So what Boris will do for 5 minutes is he will stretch the aura of your spine. He will release tension in the spine and the neck so the blood and the energy can flow in the spine. And this can affect all the organs in the body, because all the organs are connected to various parts of your spine. So I'm going to ask Boris to start the healing, and maybe Lauren, you would like to start the music. Boris?
Ja.
Nu ska du få börja göra healingen för ryggraden och sträcka ut den och se till att flödet fungerar i hela ryggraden och nacken. 5 minuter.
Jag är redo.
Tack. He's ready. So sit straight and just relaxed and receive.
It's complete.
So how do you feel, Lauren? Taller?
Oh, yes. You know what? Very clear-headed as well. And just could feel a lifting and the energy coming up. And it was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I held my breath a little bit.
Well, good on you.
And it's very interesting on the focus for that. So wonderful teachings, wonderful work. And we are so excited for this program, for the world. And we're grateful to both of you for bringing it to us today. Thanks so much. As we say goodbye, I want to give you both a quick moment to say goodbye and share any final thoughts.
Well, I want to thank you, Lauren, and I want to thank all of the listeners for having listened to the presentation today. And I do hope you take advantage of it, because it can really help you on a long term to have a stronger body and a happier life. And I just want to extend my gratitude to all of you, because it's such a pleasure and joy to be part of this wonderful group that Lauren has created. And I just want to send you my love and gratitude, and thank you so much for having us on today, Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Annette. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. So beautiful. Again, we are excited for this, and it's just a great opportunity. I know that there are some who have been struggling in certain areas, and this seems like a great program for every human, and this can really be beneficial. Thank you for making this available for our beautiful planet. Namaste.
Thank you.
This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.